We took apart the 90 horsepower Mercury. That was in the back of my pontoon boat. Another week was about, I don't know, about a month ago or so. Out on the lake, full throttle. All of a sudden, it starts throttling down and it dies. Can't get it to start back up. So we ended up getting towed by the great folks, the conservation officers in the state of Indiana. So I finally got around to yanking this off of the motor, which was not hard. If you come over here, hooking the upper power head to the actual intermediate portion are these 8 bolts right here. You take those off, and with the help of my brother, we were able to lift this off of the motor, and I've got it just sitting here on the table like it is. Then take off your carburetors, your airbox carburetors, the usual stuff, all right, to get to your intake manifold. Now, according to the C-Lock manual, you should take apart your actual reed portions here, and you can remove those. I left them on, okay? You also need to unhook all the little hoses and other things that are holding it in place, okay? I left that on, and there are 2, 4, 6, so 12, 14, 16, 18. There are 20 bolts holding this onto the block, all right? So to figure out what my issue was, why it throttled down, why I couldn't get it started again, what I did, when I got this intake manifold off, you come over here, you can see, just looking in here immediately, this is what the bearing cap looks like on the number 1 cylinder. You can see the needle bearings inside of it through this little view hole. Those look normal. If I rotate this, you can see them moving freely. No big deal. All right. Number 2, however, this is what they look like when I pop this off. All right. They're literally worn down to nothing. So if I take that off, you can see that, and you can see the inside of this. All right. You can see all that metal built up on the cap. And this came off the connecting rod side of it. Now, the crank itself looks okay, but if I was a betting man, that's the inside. I would say that when I mic this later, check the diameter, this is going to be smaller than factory specs. So that whole crank will probably need to be replaced. That may be the cheapest way to go about without machining it. However, the good news is the piston itself actually moves inside this cylinder really easy, which means I probably don't have any issues with the piston itself. Okay. What causes this? All right, the likely cause in this situation is that the number 2 carburetor right here in the middle, which is the carburetor that feeds that piston, was either blocked or was not getting oil to it. And what was happening was, if this doesn't receive fuel, because it's a 2-stroke motor, there is absolutely no lubrication going into this cylinder. And in this particular case, that's probably what happened. It's clogged. There was no oil getting in, no fuel getting in. So I was probably running on 2 cylinders. All the while, this thing is still moving without lubrication. And eventually, it just seized up this particular piston. So that's the issue. Moving forward, I'm going to price out this connecting rod. I got to remove this. I'll still have to mic this part of the crankshaft, figure out if it's okay, if it's proper diameter, which I highly doubt, and go from there. I don't know about prices yet. That's the next step on the journey. Thanks for watching.